Have you ever felt like you've just hit a wall with your physical therapy? Well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful combination that might just be the missing piece of the puzzle for you: mindfulness. We'll unpack how this mental practice can be a total game changer for anyone dealing with that stubborn cycle of dizziness or pain.
So, does this sound familiar? You get a wave of dizziness, or maybe a pain flare-up, and bam, your anxiety just shoots through the roof. And then it feels like that stress just makes the physical symptoms 10 times worse, right? It traps you in this incredibly frustrating loop.
But what if the answer wasn't just about more physical exercises? What if the real key to breaking free, to finally unlocking your recovery, was actually a mental tool? Well, that's the big idea we're exploring today.
All right, so let's really break this down. We're talking about the pain-anxiety cycle. This is where a physical feeling, like pain or dizziness, triggers mental stress, and then that stress turns right back around and pours gasoline on the physical symptoms. It's a nasty feedback loop that can make you feel like you're just stuck, with no way out.
And this is where our unexpected hero enters the story: mindfulness. Now, we're not talking about some vague, abstract concept here. We're talking about a practical, targeted tool that can become the missing link in your physical therapy journey.
So, what do we actually mean by mindfulness in this context? It's pretty simple, really. It's just the practice of paying attention to what's happening right now. Your thoughts, your feelings, the sensations in your body, but without judging them. It's about learning to just observe what's going on, instead of having that knee-jerk reaction to it.
So why does this actually work? Well, this is how it breaks that cycle we were talking about. For starters, it reduces anxiety. It calms down that fight-or-flight response that's always on high alert. It also seriously enhances your body awareness, so you can start to tell the difference between, say, the good kind of discomfort from an exercise and actual harmful pain. This, in turn, helps you manage pain better because you're learning to see the sensation for what it is, without all the extra fear attached. And all of this means you're more engaged in your therapy, which builds this incredible sense of control over your own recovery. That's what the experts call self-efficacy.
Okay, so that's the why. Now let's get down to the how. We're going to look at some simple, practical techniques you can add to your toolbox, like right now. First up, and probably the most accessible tool out there, is guided breathing. Seriously, it's the quickest way to ground yourself in the present moment and just calm your nervous system down, especially when your symptoms are starting to flare up. Just listen to that cue for what we call belly breathing. It shows you how simple it can be. You're not trying to force anything, you're just noticing a natural process. Focusing on that physical feeling of your belly rising and falling is such a powerful way to hit the pause button on an anxiety spiral. Another amazing technique is box breathing. It's a super simple rhythm, just like you see here. You breathe in for a count of 4, you hold it for 4, you breathe out for 4, and you hold again for 4. That simple pattern gives your racing mind something concrete to focus on, and it has this almost immediate calming effect on your body.
All right, our next tool is the body scan. This one is fantastic for improving your body awareness and really changing your relationship with those uncomfortable sensations, whether it's dizziness or a specific spot that's in pain.
Now, the goal here isn't to fix anything. It's just to notice. You slowly and systematically move your attention through your whole body, just like the cue says, from your toes on up, just observing what's there without judging it. This is so important because it helps you separate the raw physical feeling from the scary story your mind has attached to it. Okay, now this is where things get really cool, where it all comes together. See, mindfulness isn't just for sitting still on a cushion. You can bring it directly into the physical movements and exercises you're already doing in therapy.
Think about something as simple as walking. Instead of being all up in your head, worrying about feeling dizzy, you can consciously shift your focus to the feeling of the ground under your feet. That tiny change of attention can ground you in the present and really build your confidence with moving again.
And this applies to traditional strengthening exercises too. By paying close attention to the specific muscles that are working, and by syncing your breath with the movement, that exercise becomes so much more than just a mechanical action. It becomes a real practice in body awareness and control. So let's be super clear about something. This is not about replacing physical therapy, not at all. It's about making your PT more effective. It's about creating a truly powerful combination. Now, I know there can be some skepticism, so let's just tackle it head on. The concern might be that this replaces traditional PT, but the reality is it enhances it.
Some might worry it shifts your focus away from physical goals, but actually it helps you participate more actively in them. And look, it might not be the perfect fit for every single person, but that's where open communication with your therapist is so key to finding what works for you.
At the end of the day, all of this leads to one single powerful outcome: empowerment. It's about shifting from being a passive patient to being an active, engaged participant in your own recovery. It's about giving you the tools and the confidence to manage your symptoms and take back control of your life. So, we'll leave you with this thought to chew on. If you're on a tough recovery journey, what if the most important step you take next isn't a physical step at all, but a quiet turn inward? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.